Hey everyone, what is going on, and welcome back to today's video. In today's video we're going to be going over the Alibi guide. It is a Sunday and we have a new operator guide coming your way. So due to last week's vote, there was 32 votes on Alibi, 9 votes on Ying, and 14 votes on Buck. So Alibi was the clear winner, and that's who we're going to be doing in today's video. Now diving into next week's picks, it's going to be Nomad, Frost, or Legion. So how you vote is you go into the comment section down below, and there's going to be 3 comments from me saying Nomad, Legion, or Frost. And then you're going to want to go down to the comment section down below and like whatever comment you want to see from for next week's video, and then I will probably put them into play if they win. So make sure you go and vote down in the comment section below before this video starts or at the end of this video. Just make sure you leave a vote. And other than that, let's hop into the Alibi guide. Now starting off, we're going to have the weapon review, then we're going to move on to the gadget utilization, and then operator strategies to wrap off the guide. So starting off with Alibi's weapon, she does have a good loadout, but there are a few outliers that make it a little bit less strong than it should be. So starting off with her SMG, we have the MX4 Storm. This SMG deals 26 damage on 950 rounds per minute. This thing is a pretty damaging weapon, and if you can control its recoil, it actually is really efficient on defense. Its recoil pattern is a little bit meh. It goes a bit back and forth, and with console players like me, it's a bit difficult to control, but you will get there eventually. Once you master this recoil pattern, this gun does hit actually very hard, and if you can execute it well, this thing will do damage and will win you gunfights. You just have to utilize it properly. I recommend personally using the reflex sight on this. I thought I'd bring this up in this video because the reflex sight is just much more efficient to use on like the shorter weapons. And instead of a holographic, the reflex will pick you up better line of sights. It has 30 rounds in its magazine, and it does pretty good damage, so Alibi's primary weapon is pretty solid, and it is recommended to use when you're using her in competitive or casual play. The alternate primary is the ACS-12 shotgun. Now, I've expressed my opinion on this shotgun before. I believe it is great for opening rotations, but that's about it. It does not do any damage, really. It's pretty weak. It takes a lot of shots to kill unless you're right on top of the person, and it shoots very slow. That's personally my opinion. I do not think this shotgun is good, and I definitely recommend you use the MX4 over it because one of her secondaries has a shotgun in it anyway. Now moving on to her secondaries, we have the Keratos 357, which is a high damage like barrel gun really. It does 78 damage on a 6-round magazine that just it's a very hard hitting pistol. It does open hatches, but it takes like every bit of ammo you have in the whole stock just to open a hatch, so I wouldn't recommend using it for rotations. The Baylor 410 is the more rotation pistol. It is definitely a better alternative to the ACS. I recommend bringing this with the MX4 if you would like to open rotations and hatches while still having a hard-hitting primary. That's my recommendation. It does 30 damage with a capacity of 5 bullets, but it is a 410 bore shotgun revolver, which gives it the ability to destroy soft walls pretty efficiently. It can make rotations and destroy hatches, just like a shotgun. Something I've been leaving out of the weapon utilization is technically her gadgets, like her individual gadgets, which are like impacts and stuff. So she is packed with the impacts and deployable shield, and the impacts are definitely good for rotations because she is meant to be played as a roaming operator. Now diving into her gadget utilization, she does have access to the Prisma hologram. Everyone knows what the deployable hologram is that Alibi has. It is the throwable hologram that when you throw down, as long as it's got range to split, it will open up and will make a completely realistic hologram of you other than a few certain details. When this thing is shot, it gives an accurate ping of the attacker for a certain amount of time, and it gives you the ability to see where they are and rotate towards them. Now the problem with this Prisma is it is not completely accurate because it has the default MX4 always, and it has no attachments on it and no weapon skin. So if you're using a skin on Alibi, a weapon skin, or attachments, it's pretty obvious that that's not the real one, but it does still fool a lot of people no matter what, just because of the instant reaction of seeing an enemy, you just want to shoot them. Now this gadget doesn't really have a lot of depth to it. There's no really way to specifically play it. You just put them wherever you want. If you're playing a roaming style, I recommend roaming around. If you get into a gunfight, throw down the gadget and then run off and just use that as bait if the enemy decides to push up to you. And if you're playing an anchor, just put them on doors, hallways, or maybe even spawn peaks just to bait the enemy and try and get some live pings early on in the round. But really, there's no depth into the Prisma. I can't really tell you how to use it efficiently. You just have to use it wherever you can when you use the operator strategies I'm about to give you. So now, after that, let's hop into the operator strategies. If you watched my top 5 roamer videos, you'd know that she was in it. I believe she's one of the top 5 roamers in the game at the moment with her 3-speed 1-armor build and her gadget. I definitely believe she has the capabilities of a roamer with the weapon as well. Her weapon plays a big part in how she roams well. You can definitely pull up spawn peaks with it as well because people like to spawn peak when they roam. And yeah, it's just an all-around good operator for roaming. So I definitely recommend that you roam with her, and the best operator strategy you can utilize with this is throwing your gadgets with it, which I mentioned in the gadget utilization. When you are running around, if you do happen to get into a gunfight, make sure to lob one of those alibis down if you choose to rotate away, and then, you know, it might bait the enemies and it might make them think you're still there, which will delay time, which will give you more time to reconsider what you want to do and push. I definitely recommend this is how you play with Alibi. Just save all 3 of your prisoners if you're going to be roaming, and make sure to lob them down and around wherever you get shot at, and just try and bait the enemies and waste their time. And definitely utilize that MX4 Storm. It is a very damaging gun, and if you utilize it well, it really can hurt the enemy team, and you can definitely be a threat to them and just stitch them up completely. Now, if you do choose to anchor with Alibi, it's not the recommended thing you do with such an operator. I recommend if you want to anchor, play someone else, but you can anchor with Alibi if you need to. If your team's being stingy and they got the Echo sitting on the other side of the map and you need to anchor, fair enough, anchor. And if you want to anchor, make sure you set up alibis on most entry points so you can make sure you bait the enemies when they push in late round, so you can get accurate pings, which will stitch them up because it'll give you intel that they don't have. And when they're on the live ping in the last few seconds, it's really going to damage them hard because you're going to know exactly where they are, obviously, and that's just going to absolutely stitch them up. And if they're trying to get a plant down in ranked, then, you know, that's really not good. If maybe someone's below, you're below even, or if they just have to get the plant down and you know exactly where they're going, so it just completely stitches them up. So really, Alibi can be used on a roam and an anchor, but I definitely recommend you roam, utilize that 3-speed, utilize that weapon, utilize her gadget, and just get it done. And honestly, that's all I have to say on Alibi, to be honest. I reckon you guys can definitely take some tips from this video. I reckon I outlined her pretty good in this video, maybe better than some other videos, I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, I hope you guys can utilize Alibi better. I definitely recommend you get her if you haven't got her yet. She is a great operator if you learn to use her well, and hopefully this guide can help you learn. Now, just to remind you guys again, make sure to go vote down in the comment section below. There's going to be 3 comments from me saying Nomad, Frost, or Legion. Go like the one you want to like if you're still here and haven't done it yet. And other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really hope I can give you the tips that you wanted on Alibi, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!